Hello, students. Welcome to the second week of our internship. So, we will complete the second week milestone. So, before starting, so let us see how will our output look like. Okay. So, I'll open our second week project. So, I'll say File, Open Folder, and I'll just open my second week project. I'll go to week number 2, and this is week number 2. Right? So let me run this. So I'll open my terminal and I'll say cd slash. I'll use the tab button. Tab button is nothing but the shortcut. See here. So I'll again show it. So cd space tab. So automatically the folder name has been entered here. I'll say enter, right? And to run my project, you already know Python manage.py run server. So let me run the project and see what happens. So this is my URL. So click on follow link, right? So this is showing me as the polls web page, and maybe because we have two modules, so I'll say polling website. Okay, it doesn't have anything like that. So the polls page has been designed, and the polls page, I don't think the URL is functioning properly, but no problem. But the primary agenda here is like I wanted to use polls. Okay. Right. So this is the poll space. So one thing what I would like to add here is, so here we will be working on two things. Okay. So first one is integrating our front end. Right. So front end, this includes our HTML, CSS, JS pages, right? So we are developing a front end using these technologies, right? So I will show you how to add this HTML, CSS, JavaScript pages to your Django project, right? So second thing is I'll show you how to integrate Bootstrap, right? So we wanted to add Bootstrap so that our web pages look more beautiful, right? So I will also show you how to add this Bootstrap to your web pages also. Okay, those two are the things which we'll be doing in our practical today, right? So let's start. So I'll come back to my previous what we say our previous working folder. So I'll close this and come back to my normal project which I've been working on for the week number 1. So I'll say open folder. So this is where I have stopped the last week. Okay, so I'll say select folder. So this I have completed on my first week, right? So moving forward, so the agenda is to add the HTML pages, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript pages, right? So what is happening in this Django project is, so we have to declare a separate directory for this front end. So basically, we know that Django framework is works on MVT model, views, and templates. The last time we have worked on views, and we have not worked on models, and we have not worked on templates. So today we will be working on templates. So how to add this templates to your project, right? So what we need to do is you need to create one separate folder for your front end. That means your HTML file. So what I will do, I'll create one folder and I will name it as templates. Or else you can also mention any convenient name. You can also say right HTML templates. That's fine. Okay. So right now here I'm mentioning the name as templates, right? So whenever you add this template, make sure that this templates folder is included in your project, right? So the other time, last time when we are working, so you have created one URLs file for the polls, right? So you have created this file separately. So after creating this file, you have added this URL file inside your project file, right? So here you have included it, right? So whenever you have added this URL file, you have added the in this URL file. Similarly, you have created one URL file in this polling website. So you have added this here, right? In you are adding the URL file into this place, right? Similarly, today you are creating a folder. You are creating a folder called templates, right? So the project should understand that there is a folder called templates, right? So to do that, open your project, and inside the project you'll find a file called settings.py. Open the settings.py and scroll down. So when you scroll down, so here you'll be finding one place called templates. Okay. So under this templates, you have to declare your folder called templates here. So what you need to do is under this directories section, you have to mention, sir, I have a folder called templates. So whatever the new folder you are creating or new directories you are creating, you have to mention it here. See, this name should match the directory's name, templates. See here, the name is templates, right? So it is matching. That means I'm telling my project that there is a directory called templates in the project. Include that, right? So the inclusive part is completed, right? So here you can see I have different modules here, right? Two modules are there, polling website and polls website. So this project, this application, sorry, this module will have different HTML files, and this module will be having different HTML files. So I can't combine all the files together at one single place, right? So what will I do now? I will create two folders separately, each folder with respective to the application. So I will say this is for uh, I'll say HTML polling website. So in this place, I will be, sorry, I think I have not created the folder here. So I'll say HTML polling website. Okay, I think it's not working. What has happened? One second. So let me check. So this I don't want. So I'll delete. Move to recycle bin. Okay. So again, I'm creating this. So this I'll remove again. So let me check. Delete. Yes, move to delete. Okay. Right. So coming back. So this is my folder. So inside this folder, I want to create one folder separately for one website. So I'll say HTML for polling website. Okay, all the HTML files which are required for this website, polling website, will be stored in this folder, right? So similarly, what I will do now in this template, so I will create another folder, right? So I'll say HTML for polls. So this folder I will be using exclusively for all the HTML files which are required for my polls folder. Okay, I'll say enter. So see here, under the templates, I'm creating two folders, one for HTML, one for polls, and one for the polling website. Okay, so let us add one HTML page here. So inside this, I will say add one HTML file. So I will say index.html. Okay, I'll say enter. So you know how to get the HTML template. So simply add one exclamatory mark here. Okay, exclamatory mark and press enter. Right, the basic template of HTML will be given here. Right, so here I will write my HTML code. So I will say I'll use H1 tag now. Why? Because this is HTML page. Now I can use any of the HTML tag. You can use any of the HTML content here. So I'll say this is a HTML page from polling website. Okay. So this will execute when HTML page. right? So now what should happen? So whenever I execute, so whenever I call my polling website application, it should load this page. So you already know that we will be handling this using our polling website page. So we have two important files. One is your URLs file and one is your views file, right? So already we have written a function earlier. So what function we have written? We have written one home function, right? So I'll open my home function, control click, and it is executing this. So it is showing one message. This is web page designed by polling website. But now I want to load my HTML page, which is located here, right? So now I will show you how to do that. So now in the next step, I'll say return and add request, comma, the location of your HTML file. So the location is, as you already know here, the location is HTML for polling website, comma, the file name. The file name is index.html. So right now what will happen whenever the home function is called, it will get into this folder and it will load the file called index.html. Okay. So let us check now whether it is working or not. So I will execute it. So I'll say I'll go to my terminal and I'll say python manage.py run server. Okay. So it got executed without error. Open it, right? So we know that we want to load this module. So I'll say forward slash polling website and I will say enter. So what it is getting into some error. So let us try to understand. So what was the error? Tuple object has no attribute get. So it's not that correctly. And response, get response, no post data. No, there is something wrong. So let me check my function now. I'll go back and I will say request a written HTML file. It seems correct here. I think it's comma here. Now I will check. Okay, polling website. Again, it's showing me the same error. Polling website, internship. Maybe am I getting into the wrong location? A response request. No, let me check. Okay, sorry. I think the mistake here is I have not included this. I've just removed this HTTP response, right? So here we have to mention a render. So we wanted to render this HTML page, right? So we have to call this function render, then it will display you that HTML page. Okay. So now I think we are good. So I will check and I'll reload. I'm just trying to reload it again. So now let me check. So forward slash and I'll say polling website. See here. So this is the HTML page from the polling website. So now you can see from where it is coming. So this is HTML page from polling website. So where is it exactly? It is coming from index.html page. So see here, if you can open your index.html, see here, this is the HTML page from polling website. Or else if you want to further confirm, I'll also add BG color. I will say, for example, blue. Let us check with that. Okay, Control S, and I'll just reload this page. See, now you are able to run your HTML pages inside your Django project, right? So right now you can see polling.website. So here the HTML page I'm able to load properly. Similarly, there is another page, right, for us. So that is nothing but polls. Sorry, I'll execute it again for you. Control C. I'll execute again. right? So I'll say polls. Sorry, I'll say polls. So right, this is coming, but this is not an HTML page, right? It is just on adding some piece of text, right? So I will change this also. Let us complete the part, pending part here also. So now I will go to my HTML for polls, and here I will create another file. I'll say index.html file. So this is nothing but the front end for our polls page. So this is our polls module, right? So for our polls module also there should be some UI. So for that we will be designing. So again, exclamatory mark, enter. So here I will say H1 and I will say this is polls HTML web page, right? I got it. So next I will say inside my body section, I will try to add BG color and I will say orange. Okay. So this orange, it will be for my polls project, whereas blue for my HTML, sorry, polling website. So let us check. I don't think this is immediately works because I need to make the changes in my view files also. So go to my polls part and open my views.py file. And as you already know, instead of HTTP response, we have to add render followed by, I will say, I'll remove this and I'll say request, comma, the location. And the location of this polls is under this, right? So HTML for polls under this folder that is located. Okay, templates is already declared. We know that. And here I will say HTML for polls slash index.html. Okay, so Control S and I think the project got reloaded. So let us check now. Okay, so we have, I'll open this and I will say polls as we got the page from polls and similarly I want to add a polling website. See, this is my polling website. So two modules we have designed, the polls and the polling website and the respective HTML pages for each module, right? So everything is perfect now. And as you know, the output which she has received is not good looking, correct? So why? Because I have used only the basic HTML things, right? So this is all very basic HTML and we want to make it further more interactive, right? So much better looking websites. So for that we might be requiring CSS and we might be requiring JavaScript, right? So already we know that instead of going deeper into the CSS and JavaScript, we can use some libraries. So the one of the library which we have earlier discussed that I will show you how to integrate Bootstrap into your pages, correct? So I will show you the further next step. So open your browser and I will say and open your favorite search engine and you can search. I think my internet is slow, so I'll open another browser here. So let me check. Okay, already it got it. Right, so I'll say I'll go to the Bootstrap website. I think most of you know how to integrate the Bootstrap into your web pages. I am assuming. So the guys who doesn't know, please follow the steps. So I'm getting into this Bootstrap web page, right? So now I want to integrate. Always just go to your home page. Everything is very clear here. So I'm just getting into the main page. So here it says getting started any way you want, right? So the very simple method is using the package manager you can add, and the second one is using the CDN. I'm opting for the second one. So there are two links which they want to me to add. So one is copy the first link, copy and paste. So you know where you can paste that inside the head section. Control V, right? Similarly, there is another link called script. Let me copy that. and I'm adding control V. So two lines I've included, and let me add these two lines into all my pages. So already there is another page here. So another project is there. So another application. To that also I'll supply the same. Okay, right. So now you can see that I have shown you how to integrate the Bootstrap into your HTML pages. So let us start using some Bootstrap components, right? So I'll go and I can do what I can do. I'll just simply scroll up, and here I think already there are some what we say, some examples are already provided here, right? So these are all some normal example which have been provided. So let me get into this example section. No, no, not examples. So click on documentation section, right? So this is documentation section. So here in the left section, you can see there are so many components available for your usage. So forms, components, content, layout, customize, and utilities. So many things are available for you to utilize. So simply I'll show you one simple thing, and the rest you can do, and try to design one beautiful page for your project. So I'm just showing you one reference how to add these components to your pages. So for example, I will take one form control here. So let me take some small form, or else I think small form will be boring. I will be adding some other things like, for example, any navigation bar. So navigation bar. Okay, no problem. So I got some form control. So let me move with form only. So this is the form which I wanted to, we can add. So simply copy that content here, copy the code. So all this thing will be copied by default. I'll say copy, and I'll open my code, and I will say control V. That's it. Control S. That's it. So that form will get automatically added to my page. So control S, it got added here. So let me reload my page, see what will happen now. So, okay, sorry, it's not here. So Control C, again executing the project, and click on this, it will open the link, right? So it is a polling website, enter. See, as you can see here, the form has been automatically added into here. And also you can see the text here. So earlier it was showing without Bootstrap, and now it is working with Bootstrap. As you can see, the form has been designed for you. Similarly, let me add few more controls. So I will go here and I'll say some good controls here. Hmm, I will take a card. Okay. So scroll down. So this is the card design. So if I want to integrate this card design onto my page, I'll just simply click on copy, and I'll just add into it my page. That's it. Control V. That's it. So now I'll just reload the page. So here it is, the card. So if you give the proper path of your image, the image will also get displayed here. And we were discussing about navigation bar, right? So let me search for it. Right, navigation bar is available. So I'll take it. So see here, navigation bar is also available. So let me copy paste this. So this is one type of model they are providing. So I will take this one. So simply I'll copy, and I will paste. So let me check. So here it comes. Control V. Okay. So let me reload the page again. So let me see navigation bar now. Control R. Okay. Control R. And here you can see the navigation bar coming here. Right? So what would I need is all of you guys need to build some beautiful UI for our application. Okay. So whatever the HTML pages you want to add, kindly add it here. And what are all the bootstrap you want to add, please get it from this website. There are so many components. There are several hundreds of components available for you for your disposal. So you can make use of them and try to make one some beautiful front end for your web application. Okay, so that is for the today's class.